Sophie, till late in the third quarter, you guys were struggling offensively in that frame. Second half in general didn't feel the same as the first half on that end. Did something change for you guys? What did you see as kind of leading to stalling on that end?
Yeah, I think we were just kind of slow. And every time that we're slow, especially defensively, it just somehow affects our offense.
Sophie Cunningham didn't hold back as Indiana Fever lose to Washington Mystics without Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever suffered a crushing 88-84 defeat to the Washington Mystics in a game that was winnable on paper but slipped through their fingers due to a combination of in-game mistakes and questionable coaching decisions, leaving the team 7th in the WNBA standings as playoff pressure intensifies. Sophie Cunningham did not hold back in the post-game press conference, sharply criticizing the team's performance, highlighting the lack of offensive rhythm and defensive focus that allowed a bottom-ranked Mystics squad to erase Indiana's double-digit halftime lead with a devastating 22-7 run, a swing fueled by careless turnovers and defensive breakdowns rather than superstar play on the opposing side.
With Chloe Bibby tonight, were there thoughts maybe plugging her in to try and spark the offense a little bit, or what was the decision behind not playing her?
Yeah, there were some thoughts. I think that it matched up defensively more than anything with the way that we were going to try to play them, or in some of our switches and things like that. So that was mostly the reason.
And then just with the rotation, was it just those eight or seven that you ran with? Was it just they were flowing well and you wanted to just leave that going, or what was the thought there?
Yeah, I think some of it was defense. Being able to execute the type of defensive coverages that we wanted to have against this, the way that they play.
Indiana displayed notable individual performances. Aaliyah Boston led with 20 points and 9 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell added 14 points with 9 assists. Cunningham contributed 8 points, 6 assists, and 3 steals, and Odyssey Sims, newly signed on a hardship deal, provided 11 points and crucial ball handling. The collapse was not a matter of effort but of execution and strategy. Central to the discussion was head coach Stephanie White's rotation choices, particularly her decision to bench proven three-point threat Chloe Bibby despite struggling spacing and offensive stagnation. White defended the move as a defensive matchup consideration, but critics argue that sidelining a key shooter while Washington's young stars, Sonia Citroen and Kiki, poured in points and controlled the boards compounded Indiana's issues. Cunningham's blunt assessment called for urgency and accountability, emphasizing that the team must get back to being dogs, rediscover aggression, and reclaim the toughness that once made the Fever a feared opponent. The contrast between Cunningham's insistence on immediate adjustments and White's post-game explanations, which cited injuries, stalled offense, and fouls, underscored a growing disconnect between the players' frontline intensity and coaching decisions, leaving fans questioning whether leadership on the bench can match the determination on the court. With Caitlin Clark still sidelined and both Sydney Carlson and Ari McDonald lost to season-ending injuries, the Fever's backcourt is stretched thin, forcing key players to shoulder a disproportionate load and highlighting the urgency for smarter rotations, better spacing, and sharper in-game adjustments. As the regular season winds down and every game carries playoff implications, Indiana faces a critical crossroads. Can the Fever reconcile player accountability with coaching strategy to stabilize performance, or will recurring lapses continue to jeopardize postseason positioning? The takeaway is clear. This roster has fight and talent, but translating that into victories requires cohesive leadership, precise execution, and tactical clarity.